Lights up. Mics up. Let's get these likes up. Hit that subscribe. We live. Happy 4th. How we doing, guys? Emergency. It's an emergency live. I apologize for the short notice. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. What's going on? Water in my cup. Happy Saturday night. Listen, hopefully I can get 20 people in here. I know it's last minute. We'll see. We will see. Girly Jock in the building. Mim. Stacia. Right? Ron, what's good? Ask Halia. Listen, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. Poison Ivy, Gemini, we're going to get to it. Yakovic, we're going to get to it. Hopefully I can get a few people to hear me out. Just hear me out. How's everybody doing? Mary Brown with the jewels, 250 jewels. I appreciate you. Run the jewels. I appreciate you, guys. Tiff, Becky, right? Happy 4th. I've been chilling. I've been at the beach. I've been having a good couple days. Iron Will, appreciate you for the super chat. Guys. Oh, man. Let's see how this goes. This is off the cuff. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. I've been thinking about this for a couple days, right? The Bougie Weirdo, Nisi 22, Sassy, Jess Dante, Becky McBath. Listen, short notice live. Short notice live. This has been on my mind. Like my guy Chuck D says, I got so much trouble on my mind. Refuse to lose. Can I get a witness? I need a witness tonight, gang. John Doe, that's real, Spitter. I'm going to take care of that, Spitter. I'm going to take care of that. Don't you worry about that. We're going to figure it out. I know that's real, Spitter, on one of his 50 accounts saying he got blocked. But just stay with me. Gang, listen. Something's going on. And I am not going to offend my political connects tonight. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I'm seeing something going on, gang. Right? I don't know what's happening. Leisha, what's good? Run the jewels. I appreciate you. Something's going on, gang. And we're not allowed to talk about this. Guys, this is going to be 100% off the cuff. This is not something that is going to be, I'm reading from news articles. I'm not going to be I'm not going to be doing a lot of Wikipedia, this, that. This is just my personal observation of what's going on. Alicia, I appreciate you for the jewels. This is going to be my personal observation of what's going on. What's going on right now with this Lupe thing, gang? I've been thinking about this for a couple days while I was at the beach, floating in that water. I'm seeing something real funny, and I want to get to all of it. Hummingbird, what's good? I want to get to all of it, gang. First things first, the title says, I think they're protecting Lupe Fiasco. I'm going to say some things that are going to, some people are going to take them the right way, some people are going to take them the wrong way, but it's all love. We're allowed to speak. Right? We're allowed to speak. When we see something in this hip hop space, just like when Jay-Z said what he said, and I went and I said what I said, now I'm blocked by several Jay-Z fan pages. It is what it is. I'm seeing something troubling, gang. I'm seeing something troubling, gang. I'm seeing something troubling, gang. And listen, there ain't gonna be no slander. I know you guys, you know I rock with Culture United. There ain't gonna be no slander of Justin, nothing like that. So it's gonna be all just conversation. Ain't no slander on nobody. And I know that's the first thing you're going to go to. Culture United had him on this, that, and the third. We're gonna get to that, but that's not the full story. I watched at least 5 content creators. I am not exaggerating. I just finished watching one right before I went live. That are basically trying to remind us how good Lupe is. Right? They keep reminding us, don't forget, Lupe is dope. Don't forget. Right? What I'm going to do is have a conversation. And Spitter, I don't want to hear about this. You got blocked. One more comment about that, I'm going to block you myself. I don't want to hear about it no more. All right? I see the page. I see you're talking. You're in here. Relax. Where I'm at with this tonight, I'm starting to see that they're trying to make it like if you don't remember, you're not hip hop. It's becoming a thing where, okay, he said that, guys, but let's not lose sight of who he is and what he's done. I saw at least 5 creators that are clearly Lupe fans. Now, I see the narrative shifting that if you're sort of critical of Lupe, then you can't know hip-hop. And this is coming from fellow creators saying this. Okay, gang? So I got a lot to discuss. Mind you, he went on creators' platforms disrespecting the creators. Salute the quality. He been on a full-on worldwide crash out. Peace always. Salute you for the jewels. Water in my cup. But now, gang, I cannot kid you not, and I'm going to keep it a buck. Even Punch is in on it now. Like I said, I'm not going to offend my political connects, but I'm going to be honest tonight. I get in trouble for being honest. I understand that. I didn't start this YouTube channel to make friends, gang. I started this because I love hip hop. I've seen at least 5 creators try to make it like, okay, we heard what Lupe said, but let's not forget who he is and what he's done. Right? Everyone in this industry now is trying to calm the fans and calm the noise. It's getting to a point now, if you have a problem with Lupe, they're calling you a stan. So right now, if you are critical of Lupe, at this point, after Punch has said it's quiet, let's calm it down. After certain, he's been places and he spoke his piece and he jetted off. Now, okay, forgive and forget. And now, I'm starting to notice, I've seen, I just told you, I watched 5 different creators today trying to remind us Lupe is as good as Dot, if not better. If you guys don't accept that, you're not hip-hop, guys. Let's not do this. They're all on my Twitter. Right? Thank you for the jewels. Positively Pepper Jones, we in here. Right? And 2 grade 8. Salute. They are trying to, and peace always, right? Salute. All jewels. Run the jewels. Gang, listen. I am watching them now trying to turn the narrative around. Somehow, how Lupe has carried himself for the last decade is now water under the bridge, because somehow, some way, he's resolved it with Punch. And no disrespect to Punch or nobody else. I'm just calling it like I see it. It's just like Kanye with the apology. Now we can pack out the stadiums because Ye apologized. Gang, I'm just going, I know I say too much. I know I do too much. I understand it. Even YouTube trying to slow my channel down. I get it. But I don't care. Listen, I don't know if you saw The Color Purple, right? I don't know if you know the character Sophia played by Oprah Winfrey. But she said, I'll kill him dead before I let him disrespect me. Okay? This is how I do this hip-hop thing, gang. And I got to speak my mind. This is not going to be, listen, it's not a diss record, it's a real record. They are coddling this guy. It's getting to the point, all of the guys from that era, 2010, between now and then, they were Kendrick and Dot, they were Dot and Lupe fans. We get that. And they want us to give Lupe all the grace as if he just released the Cool and all this other stuff. I understand. But at what point are we allowed to disavow this guy and not keep reminding everybody of what he actually did, but what he's done now? He's been saying stuff for a decade about a man that hasn't responded. Then they come up with this video, gang. I don't know if y'all know what's going on. I don't know if y'all know what's going on. There's this video, right? Salute to, I think his name is Mom on Twitter. He found an old video of Dot. And we're going to get to that. I got the fireworks going off in the background. We're going to get to that. There was a video from 2010. Apparently, K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar, was online. He was on a live. They got to talking about Eminem, of all things. And I'm not playing no videos tonight. We just talking, gang. We just talking. They got to talking about Eminem. Dot said Eminem plays with words better than anybody else in the history of hip hop. Basically saying he wouldn't want to battle Eminem, but he said he would hold his own if he had to, right? This video, he looked like he's 13 years old, K-Dot on this. It's old, it's very old, gang. He's young as hell. So then someone in the chat, I believe, brought up Lupe. Said, what about Lupe Fiasco? Mind you, Lupe had never seen this video until this stuff came up this week. He only saw the video a couple days ago. So Punch of TDE, if I'm not mistaken, I Am Punch had a Twitter page or whatever it was. And Dot was reading out comments. He said, oh, I Am Punch says Lupe, I think he said Lupe fell off or something to that effect. Too many fairy tale raps. Something to that effect, right? It's 2010. Gang, my math don't be math. Somebody do the math for me. That's about 16 years ago. Am I bugging out? My math be off. Like 2010, 2020, 2026. That's about 16 years ago, right? So 16 years ago. So this video just surfaced this week. So Lupe he goes to the end of the Culture United and goes, I just saw something that make me feel like a fool for all these years, for everything before, during, and after. And when you guys see it, you're going to say Lupe is vindicated. Gang, I can't. I can't make this up. So Lupe's been doing all this bugging for 10 years. He just saw the video, I don't know how many days, what's today, Saturday? He saw it 2-3 days ago. Now he's vindicated. Mind you, Kendrick never said that anything about him. He repeated what Punch said on the screen. Right? And now I guess that means anything goes now. Because of a 16-year-old video of K-Dot reading what Punch said off of the screen. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Right? So that part, did I read the super chat? Let me get, my bad. I'm going off on a tangent. I didn't read Girly Jock super chat. The Lupe coddling is just like Drake coddling and the Ye convo. No matter how shitty the person acts, the talent is supposed to justify his behavior. They can kick rocks. Lupe made me a damn hater. So that's what I'm trying to say. They want all of us to acknowledge what Lupe said, but then move on. We're not allowed to linger here. Or guess what? We're crazed Kendrick fans who don't know hip hop. I've heard this from 5 different creators today, gang, that I respect. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. All right? I'm just going to keep it a buck. 5, exactly 5. Telling us, me, because I'm a part of this, telling me that if I don't move on and acknowledge that Lupe was right to a degree, that lyrically, if I keep harboring this ill will toward Lupe, which I ain't even shown no ill will, I'm just being a buck, calling it down the middle like I see it. He's hating. But if I keep up that attitude, then I don't really know hip hop. I'm telling you what I'm seeing coming down the pipeline. I'm just keeping it a buck. Yakovich, the stand argument is being used to disregard community critique and discourse like he wants folks to be yes men and patsies. Listen, they're trying, gang, and I'm just going to be 100%, they're trying to save this man's legacy. They're trying to save his legacy that he put in jeopardy, not the stands. I've been seeing a whole lot of this in 2026. From this to Jay-Z saying, I don't like what y'all did to Drake. I've seen a lot of talk about how people should be acting and how people should be responding and how people supposed to feel if you're hip-hop heads. Well, gang, listen. Ain't many of y'all niggas as old as me. And half y'all don't know, half I know about this hip-hop. And I feel a way. Okay? I was there in the 80s, 90s, all that. I seen this whole thing. It wasn't even no, Lupe wasn't even born yet when I was listening to this shit. Okay? So you're not going to tell me what I do and don't know about hip-hop or rap or this, that, and the third. I'm starting to see the conversation. It's starting to shift. They're trying to force feed. Even though Lupe can't get up here and articulate the shit, they gave him 4 to 5 different chances to do so, and he squandered all of them. So now, the clear-minded, well-articulate commentators are now going to pick up the mantle and save Lupe's legacy. This is when people are friends with the artist. You cannot be objective if you're friends with them. Or you're pining for an interview from them. I've seen several creators say, come on my thing next. Which is fine. I don't have no problem with you being friends. I don't have no problem with you having interviews with them. But I do got a problem with you keep telling us how we're supposed to feel. And you keep telling us what we're supposed to say. And you keep trying to remind us, Lupe was there in the beginning, gang. Lupe has some of the most seminal releases. What is Lupe doing in 2026 besides hating? Every time they start talking about Lupe, they're talking about shit 10 years ago or more. Meanwhile, Dot doing this shit in real time. They want to remind us how Lupe got burnt in the business, all these sad-ass stories about the label, this, that, and the third. A pity party and a sympathy tour for a guy who ain't done shit but hate for 10 years. It feel like you're not supposed to be honest about these rappers when they're really good. I caught a lot of flack for the J. Cole stuff. I call it down the middle, gang. I don't take sides with this shit. If you really listen to, let me just say this. If you really listen to what they mad about, or what they're trying to chastise us about, it's basically Lupe is some form of God to a lot of people. And he's allowed to say what he wants to say. And if you don't take everything he says, good, bad, or indifferent, with a grain of salt, and just understand that's like low-key a God speaking, then you're missing the plot. And I've noticed a lot of linking up hand in hand every time they try to tell you about Lupe. They say you can't be a fan of Dot if you don't like Lupe. I've heard that several times today. Which at that time, sure. What they don't understand is it's 2026, gang. Things have changed. The landscape ain't the same. They want it to be. The landscape ain't the same, my G. Now, oh yeah, things have changed, especially with this Gen Z era. Oh, things have changed. They label you this. How Jay-Z say, once you get stamped lame in the game. See, this is the thing right here. We've been giving a lot of people a lot of passes for too long. It shouldn't have gone this far without him being stamped lame in the game. He got at least 5 separate quotes of hating on another rapper. And they gonna keep bringing up this monster freestyle. How old is that? How old is that? Well, he did mention him on the monster freestyle. Don't forget about that. Well, he did. Well, if we're gonna be honest, Challz, he did mention him on the monster freestyle. Don't forget that. I mean, shit. Lupe got every right. Do we, though? Somebody in the chat, tell me what he said on the monster freestyle. Do y'all remember? I feel I said this with J. Cole, too. I said this with J. Cole, too. I'm going to be honest. I said, I got videos to prove it. I said, it feel like there's a shift with the creators. As soon as that trailer dropped, that the fall off was coming, I felt a shift with the creators. People started getting their J. Cole hoodies. Oh yeah, a shift change. And we're getting it right now again. We're getting that shift again. Teresa said, Glasses said he didn't know what was going on when Lupe was calling people out their name, but the person that was supposed to do his job didn't see no wrong, but he is special. So listen, like I said tonight, gang, this is going to be off the cuff. I am not upset with anybody. I am not mad at anybody. But what I am going to say is there are a lot of questionable things going on. Just like the fact, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Gang, I'm trying to say things without being disrespectful. I already said too much all last year. But what I do have to understand, I gotta say this. And salute the Punch, my guy, right? Salute the Punch, salute to everybody over there. I don't know, and I get it. If you did have a conversation and you let the world know, it's fine. But what are we supposed to do with that information? Punch said that. Let me read this to you guys. Let me read this to you. Let me read this to you. Matter of fact, I got it on my phone. Let me get it on my phone. Because I'm not going to be pulling up no pictures tonight. We just talking. Right? But Punch basically said, we're good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go up to my ex. I want to read it verbatim. But what do we do with that information? Let me go pull up what Punch said. What do we do? Because we're not hearing from the guy that is being disrespected, saying there's 100 rappers better than. I think he even said thousands if you listen closely. So let me get to this. Like I said, this is all love. I'm just questioning shit. I just want to know what happens. Salute to my guy Punch. Salute to the whole TDE. Punch said this 2 days ago. Just had a great conversation with Lupe. It's all love and respect on both ends. We spoke about context, misunderstandings, misinterpretations, and intentions. Spoke about everything from the Monster freestyle and the 2010 live stream up until his recent visits on various podcasts. It's no smoke, LOL. Just lighthearted, friendly, hip-hop conversation. Everyone just relax. Now, Princess, salute you for running the jewels. Now, as a Kendrick fan, and they make it like you're not supposed to feel disrespect. They say your fandom is bleeding into the culture, and you identify with these artists, and you're connected. You're making your social, your parasocial, this, that, and the third. And some people are parasocial. I understand that. But let's just humor me for a minute. If I'm a Dot fan, and I seen this guy for a decade talking crazy, slick, and this, that, and the third. There are whole videos on this 2, 3, 4 years old. So then he comes right back, let Quality. I got the Quality shirt on. Quality baited him. Perfect. Mwah, chef's kiss. He baited him with his Achilles heel, which is clearly Kendrick, right? And once again, and this time he got even big bone and brolic. It got worser. He said, man, it's 100 rappers better than him. Gang, you know how crazy that sound? And I'm going to say it again. It should be 1,000. It should be thousands. But they not doing it at the level he's doing it. It's bigger than just I can put pen to paper. That's what Lupe wants you to understand. I put pen to paper, bar for bar. I'm better. He wants the world to know that. Since he was left off of the controversy, he's been begging you to understand. I get it that he's great. He has a better team. He has better production. He has everything better than me. My label sucks. But pen for pen, bar for bar. He wants us to believe it and say it with him. Right? He's homeboy on what's the name of that movie? He said, I am the captain now. He wants you to say it with him. He wants you to repeat it after him. I, Lupe, am better lyrically than Kendrick. He hates that you guys love him so much. It just is no other way around it. So guess what? When you love him this much, something's wrong with you. Now, let's say me personally. I I don't love easily and I don't hate easily. But when I do get to a point, right, and I become a Kendrick fan, gang, it takes like, listen, I'm an MC. It take a lot to impress me. So when you're on your 4th, 5th album still impressing me, then you're really good. Cause I ain't no joke. I ain't no joke with this rapping. I really am about this. So when you're still impressing me with this rapping in 2004, 24, 25, and 26, you're really fucking good at what you do. And when I get an affinity and I feel like I love what you do, then when I hear somebody else discrediting what I know to be great and then telling me to prove why it's great and then telling me to say that he's great too when I don't even listen to his ass. Okay? That's the problem. Like I've been watching content creators 2 days straight trying to tell me you gotta respect what Lupe does. You gotta give him his credit. Him and Kendrick were neck and neck at one point. He has records, gang. Don't forget his records. They're telling us he's out of this world, guys. So you can't do that. But you know how you maintain a legacy? By maintaining your legacy, not by hating and trying to bring someone else's down. Okay? So let's get back to Punch's statement, which salute to Punch. This is I need y'all to understand, none of this is disrespect, but it don't matter. People take stuff how they take it. What am I supposed to do with that? Salute to the guy Punch, and we can talk about it. Right? We can talk about it. Salute the Punch, but I'm like, what are we supposed to do with this? Now I'm lame because I still feel away. Right? Now I'm lame. And I'm a stan and I'm parasocial because I'm still feeling Lupe's a hater. I'm curious. Because that's where it's going now. If Punch forgave him, then why don't you? Am I bugging out? Is that what it sounds like? I'm not talking about from Punch. I'm talking about from everybody. Because I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments. And I'm seeing a lot of content creators. I told you I saw 5 already. Basically saying, if you guys are still, guys, these are the same people that were saying, you still mad at J. Cole for backing out of a battle. You're still talking about that old shit. It's that same flock. Yakovich, I do believe he's that strategic. Beat Lupe by not acknowledging him, and the hundreds of rappers statement proves it. What do I do with this information? If I'm not mistaken, Punch has met with several people. And the one thing they keep telling me is, or telling us, I'm cool with TDE. Joey Badass, I'm cool with TDE. I'm taking Ab on tour. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Me and Rhapsody and Ab, we going on tour. Don't worry about it. Y'all making too much of this. Which we understood the assignment. It was just a battle. We get it. What J. Cole do when he got in his Honda, drove to California? Oh, I met with TD. We good. I met with him, gang. The story's over. Story's over, gang. Right? Salute to Karen in the building. Maul. Story's over. I met with Punch. I met with. Right? All they got to do is sit down with him. Just sit down with him. Meet with him. Sit down. Talk to him. It's all good. Dot ain't tripping. Don't worry about it. Then they try to blame you. What Lupe say? You fans get people killed. I've been watching the whole week. They've been putting everything on the fans. Lupe came out his face and said, Dot's fans, he said, gang, I can't make it up. He said he addressed Dot's fans in his control verse response. Somebody correct me if I'm bugging out. He said, that wasn't, gang, please tell me. I hate when I'm wrong. So somebody please tell me in the comments when this, I believe it was this week, He said, my control verse response wasn't to Dot, it was to his fans. You mean the control verse that you wasn't even mentioned in? That you wanted to be mentioned in? Because I'm just, how you going to leave me out? How you going to leave me off Bad and Bougie? But I'm the one that got the problem. He's mad that he wasn't called out. Gang, it's weird to me. I feel like we're now being told they're going to make the decisions for us. The guy comes out his face, talking shit for years. The fans get mad. He goes sit down with somebody close to him, and it's all set. Let me address this because somebody may really not know. Salute to Sean Tazy. Sean Tazy. That's a joke. Sean Tazy said, who got left off Bad and Bougie? That's a joke. That is a joke. I know I say shit with a straight face when I'm joking. That's a joke. Right? Remember they were saying, who was it? Offset got left off Bad and Bougie, I think it was. Or Takeoff, one of them got left off Bad and Bougie. So when Academic said, are you upset you got left off Bad and Bougie? It's a joke. It's a running joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Walter, super chat. I see 9 and they're trying to convince me of 6. Let me say this. We're starting to be told we aren't hip hop heads if we go to bat for somebody a little too much. So when I'm on here going to bat for Jay-Z or whoever else when I'm going to bat for Nas, I am parasocial. When dudes was on here killing Nas and Primo's album and I went on here and went off for that, I'm a parasocial. Because I identify the artist is my identity. They're telling you guys you don't have a right to be mad. That's what they're trying to tell you. They're trying to tell you this is hip hop. People say things, but if they're really good at what they do, let's just keep it on the music. They want to do whole dissertations of the cool. They want to tell you how amazing the cool was. Keep reminding us that Lupe got jerked in the business. He was one of the first people ever to be jerked in hip hop. I've had several people in these comments, in my comments, telling me this, that, and the third. Challz, we're not going to disparage Lupe's career, but we still going to address the elephant in the room that Lupe's hating. And newsflash, everybody don't accept that he's a better lyricist. Was that okay? I've had at least the whole week way more than 5 content creators trying to tell me, listen, if we're going to just discuss lyricism, trying to tell me about the lyricism, then guess what? You got to concede that Lupe, no. It's the silliest conversation ever. You want to take everything away and just say, okay, he's better in everything than me. But somehow, if you give him a pen and a pad and give me one, my lyricism is going, who gives a shit, my guy? Like, when is somebody going to say that part? Like, dead ass, who cares, gang? I put a thing on Twitter, and they're still coming. Gang, I can't make this shit up. I'm gonna get to my other post on Twitter. I said this post, the post still going, right? The post still going. I put this up, it's at 30K right now. I said, so basically, Lupe is Allen Iverson and Kendrick is Jordan. And Lupe got a better crossover, but that's about it. Losing in every single stat but the crossover. So you pretty much bragging about your crossover for a decade. Lupe has been bragging about this lyricism. That was the point of the analogy. So in hip hop, it is deeper than lyricism. I don't know if you guys know that. So bragging about one aspect of rapping is a moot point because you got to be able to do all the rest. It's like Allen Iverson bragging about his crossover. Well, what else can you do, my G? And they was like, no disrespect, no Allen Iverson disrespect. It wasn't disrespect to Allen Iverson. It is an analogy. It's showing you that one guy is bragging about one aspect of a way bigger issue. So who cares that you got a great crossover? Who cares that you could beat him in lyricism? But he keep beating on his chest this whole imaginary lyricism thing that you cannot quantify. Because if they don't like your records more than his, who cares? Full auto with the Jews. Who cares? Like, be honest. He's beating on his chest about this lyrical pen game he has. For a decade. One of them Jews, I appreciate you. Listen, if that mattered, you would still be in the conversation. Who was talking about Lupe before he said this thing to Quality about 100 rappers better? And I said on the other show the other day, I said, you know what? This is what we're going to do. Enough talking, my G. We do the verses. We'll let Lupe handicap him. We'll say, Lupe, you verse Dot in verses, and you get to pick 10 songs he cannot do. At some point, it's enough talking. Because if lyricism matters that much, I want to know how much it matters when we do a verses. Yeah, it's important. People in my comments, boy, you're dumb. You're trying to quantify lyricism to a crossover. It makes no sense. The analogy's dumb. No, my guy, you're dumb. Because the analogy is not supposed to be each thing equals. It's about, it's an analogy. It's supposed to say this is akin to this and this is akin to that. It's the same thing. It's not about, oh, you're making Jordan. No, Kendrick isn't Jordan. He's stupid shit. That's why you can't talk to everybody. Everybody not on a certain intelligence level, but most people gets the analogy. He's bragging about something that is one aspect of something that is not the most important thing of it. And he's been going on for 20 years, damn near, mad long, put it like that. Over a decade, still trying to kick that shit to everybody and make us believe it. It's really cool crossover. So let's put it like this. It feels like we're about to get the whole gambit again, that what they did with Cole, everybody wanted to interview, so they started to talk about how dope and cool Cole was. And let's get back to the music. And this is where we're going with Lupe. If you're mad, you shouldn't be. All he was saying was he's a dope lyricist. That's all he was saying. Well, he said it in a lot of different ways. They all was nasty. And at some point, I don't have to respect him for being an asshole. Right? And it's starting to feel like everybody wants to remind you that you should be a fan of him too. Did you hear Food and Liquor? Certified classic. You're not supposed to be mad at Lupe. If you're mad at Lupe, you're not hip hop. Locks in the building, running Challz. It's weird. My political connects are doing weird shit right now, but it's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Let me just say this. My Lupe interview would be extremely different. Wouldn't be no coddling. Wouldn't be protecting him whatsoever. The comments would be open, dead ass. I'm not having absolutely no protection because at the end of the day, you want the smoke just coming in here. I'm not protecting you in here. He went on that stream to disrespect Quality. He pulled up Quality's battles. He started talking about you ain't even the top battler. He knew some of Quality's bars. He went in that stream to be disrespectful. And that's why Quality baited him out of his position. Because he was trying to disrespect Quality. That's why he went on there. He's a bitter-ass old man. But they wanted to remember young Lupe who's kicking and pushing. The skateboard. Right? Is it me? Am I bugging out? So yeah, my interview gonna be different. I just watched the video where he told Peter Rosenberg and Ebro that Logic is better than Kendrick. He said that King Los and Logic. He said it with a straight face, gang. And then he said Joe Budden at the time. This was 2014. If I'm wrong, let me know. So no, you're not getting in here getting protected, my G. It's on. An hour, 2 hours, 3, whatever. Because I'm different. I don't show respect when it's not given. And miss me with all that hip-hop talk. All that you're a professor of hip-hop. I knew, gang, let me say this, gang. Let me speak to you for a minute. Let me speak to you for a minute. Let me speak to you. And it's going to be the realest shit I ever wrote right here, gang. I knew, you got to understand, gang, I don't know if you know, I've been around, gang. I've been around. I'm like Beastie Boys around. I've been around since Beastie Boys, LL Cool J. Before that, Curtis Blow. I've been around. You're not going to talk hip-hop to me. Now, yeah, maybe some things you may know, and maybe some facts or incidents in hip-hop that I may have forgot or didn't know. It's going to be a couple of those, but you're not going to explain the culture to me. Okay? So that's cool that you got a class and you are a professor and you teaching these eggheads what hip-hop is about. Cool. You're not going to teach it to me. And at the end of the day, yes, you may even explain the meaning of an entendre, double entendre, similes, metaphors, da-da-da. I knew, gang, I'm just going to be honest. Run the Challz. Appreciate you, Leisha. I'm just going to be honest. I knew when they started to explain and overly formulate and break down hip-hop into what that is. This is that. People who couldn't rap started to overly get into the mind of the artist and try to figure out what they were saying and trying to figure out how to write bars and counting things and how many times. I said once you start to quantify this and start to make it into a lesson plan, this thing is going to be in trouble. Because now you got an egghead like Lupe, super smart dude who can really rap, but now he's trying to count how many times you have metaphors and similes. Now it can't just be this. He's telling you what these guys do and battle rappers do this and these guys. Now he got it down to a science, and now he's going to tell you you don't know what you're talking about because you don't know the science. I knew for a fact when people started to get really, they were dissecting people's lyrics down to the commas. Well, that's a metaphor. That's a simile. That's an entendre. That's a double entendre. It started to. I said, you know what? This is going the wrong way. Because as hip hop heads and hip hop artists, and we grew up with this, we just knew what was dope. Guys didn't have to, it wasn't AI, it wasn't a computerized formula that made this, that, and this, that, and the third dope. Everybody had their own mind, they had their own style. But now we got it to a point where you got to follow the scientific patterns that Lupe and others have decided what makes a real good bar. Scientifically. And we got some really smart rappers. I don't know if y'all know, but I believe that Jizza is like a chemist, right? Jizza is like a engineer, right? Will Smith could have went to MIT. Will Smith chose to rap. So we got some really smart rappers, really intelligent guys. But they would never, the ones that I know would never perceive, they would never be so presumptuous as to, first of all, take a class teaching the shit, right? Which is whatever. That's not important. But to come out of that class as if somehow you are better. I don't know if y'all watched the Quality thing, but I watched it. And he was basically questioning Koala's credentials to even speak hip-hop at all. He literally asked Quality, what do you do to even be able to speak this? What's your credentials? So now Lupe has learned that he's mastered the craft so well that you can't even speak to him unless you've done this, and this. And you know this, that, and that, and this. Or he's not even going to talk to you. That's not how this works. That's not how hip hop works. You got people trying to explain to you what good bars are. All of this shit is subjective. As a rapper, all you can do is hope to get as many people to like your shit as possible. There's no scientific way to write this shit. But that's why Lupe thinks he has a better pen than, because he's listening now. They done concocted this formula, this scientific equation, this universal language. They done put in the computer, 45 computers laying around, and they done added and ran it through all of them. And it spit out, bing, bing, this is how you supposed to rap right here, ding, ding, ding. And he done checked off enough boxes in his imaginary formula that he's checking more boxes than Kendrick. And by his equations, his numbers, he came out the computer and spit out that Lupe's better by a hair, right? No, nigga. Can I explain to you how hip-hop really, really work in the real world? How it really, really work? The people decide. Huh? What do you say, Chong? Oh, the people decide. In the story. Can't no rapper come on and tell you that they're better lyrical than anybody else. That's not how this works. He's been begging us for years to hear him. Leia, hear me. This why we mad. And now we're getting called crazed K-Dot stands because we don't agree with you. We think you full of it, and we think you're pompous and arrogant. And people want us to forget that just because you made some good records. But every time I see Lupe in the last, I'm just going to be honest. He's bitching, moaning, bitching. Just going to keep it a buck. Salute the KK becoming a member. I'm seeing these content creators pretty much try to talk us out of hating on this guy, but he's hating. he's hating. Can you imagine? Let me put it like this. Let me put it like this. I'm a YouTuber. There are other YouTubers. If I come out every other year or every year, and I keep coming at the same YouTuber who's way bigger than me, minding his business, he never talks about me, and I'm on this bitch every other 6 months, every year. Yo, so and so, he might do this and that better than me. Shit, he don't go live like me. He may got subscribers, he may get the likes. Shit, he may get love in the comments, he may get more super chats. He may get more jewels. He get more hypes than me. Shit, he get more interviews. Nigga do better rap records than me, but that nigga can't go live. If I do that for a decade straight, then the guy never says a word to me. But every year or so, I'm coming to cook him about something that he's not even saying. It's a one-sided beef. At some point, guys, and I'm cool with everybody around him, at some point, I'm just hating on the guy. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. He wants us to have this philosopher's mentality about hip hop. No. And I'm gonna go even a step further. I'm gonna go a step further. If you're not talking about, yes, you can teach hip hop, you can teach the releases, you can teach about the greats, you can teach this, that, and the third. Once you start trying to teach the actual structure of how to rap, and you're trying to teach the mechanics, I think you're losing the plot of it. Every single rapper, DJ, producer, all of them are going off instincts. They're putting a piece of their personality. You cannot teach how to rap like Rakim. You can't do that. You can teach his legacy, his history, what he's done, the things he's a credit to. You can teach all of that. But when you start trying to put it into formulas, and you're losing the plot. You can't formalize it. It's like trying to tell somebody, I'm going to teach you about this universe. Anybody tell you they can teach you about the universe is lying to you. They can tell you some hypothesis. They can tell you some stuff they saw and they think is what it is. They can't teach you about the universe. They can teach you some stuff, right? And leave it at that. They can't explain the universe to you. No one can. And you can't explain hip-hop. It's something that it's in you. You're part of the culture, or you're a fan of the culture. You know what you like, you know what you don't. There is no ABC 1, 2, 3 that everybody can agree with. It doesn't work like that. Because if that was the case, then they would already just made the perfect rapper by now. End of the day, I'm looking at this Lupe thing. I'm starting to feel like we're being told Lupe's not so bad, guys. Remember, he made Superstar. Remember, he was conscious before Kendrick. Remember that. Anyone says he wasn't, don't know hip hop. He's what Kendrick, some people wrote my thing, he's Kendrick grown up. Somebody wrote that on my Twitter. He's Kendrick grown up. We are being told, Salute the Purple Haze says, why Dot always villainized? We are being told that if we overly support Kendrick, somehow we are parasocial bots who don't know hip hop. We're just fans of Kendrick, and I get it. There are some people that are parasocial K-bots that just obsessed. Just like there are parasocial Drake guys that are obsessed and this, that, and the third. But it's starting to become a blanket statement now. I saw it. I saw 5 separate creators basically say, you guys gotta stop with this thing with Lupe over Kendrick. You guys gotta stop it. It's getting weird now. What are we supposed to do? Just accept that he took his ball and went home? He left the Culture United show saying, I'm done talking about this. Goes out on some weird ass take like, I'm going to be vindicated, you'll see. How, Lupe? How you going to be vindicated? He's alluding to that video I told you about. Where Punch said, 16 years ago, guys, it's a very important part of the story. 16 years ago, Punch said, I think he said Lupe fell off. He too many fairy tale raps, too many fairy tale stories, something in his rap, something like that, which he hadn't never heard till 3-4 days ago. So now it's going to absolve him from 10 years of throwing subs. They ain't even subs. He said his name. So not even subs. And the people who support this guy want us to follow suit. Why? Why? We're not in an era. This is not an era where we could just flip switches on and off. It don't work like that. So I say this again. This is absolutely zero disrespect to Punch or anybody. But what are we supposed to do with the information that Lupe had a conversation over all this stuff? What does that mean to the fans who feel away? Right? We've been called everything under the sun. He ain't he ain't have a conversation with us. He went on all these podcasts and antagonized everybody. What are we talking about? So now everything's supposed to stop because all the people are saying, oh, you got to remember how great he is, how dope he is. I'm not ready to do that. And I'm going to be honest, I'm personally offended by people keep telling me that if I knew hip-hop, then I would understand how great Lupe is and how he's just saying this. This is what he means. They keep trying to tell us what he meant. No, bro, you're missing the point. You're giving misinformation. You're not getting it. No, it's not. He didn't mean that, guys. Come on. If you understood hip-hop, if you understood lyrics, you would know what he's trying to say. He's saying on the lyrical what? What are we talking about? So, as a fan, what I'm trying to see, what I'm saying is too, as a fan, they're trying to tell us that if we're being honest, and we really knew hip hop, we would know that Lupe smokes him. If you guys are being honest, if you're really hip hop, it's getting to the point now that they're saying, gang, and be honest in the comments, you notice what they're saying. You obviously can't know lyricism if you're not putting Lupe above Die. I mean, you can't know that. You got to know that. Please tell me in the comments, am I making this up? That's where it's been going for the last 3 days. Why are they trying to make us think we're crazy? The end of the day, right? I'm sitting here like, gang, no, I know lyrics. I know lyricism and I know content. I don't need to be explain that Lupe, this, that, and the third. What happens is at some point, gang, and I seen this in real time. I saw this when Tupac came and took rap by the balls. He definitely wasn't better than most of the lyricism. The lyrical rappers, Tupac was not on none of their level. But Tupac was a great rapper. He knew how to make great music, and he got better and better. And to a point where he mastered this shit. He mastered hooks, rhymes, like he mastered it. Still wasn't as lyrical as a lot of guys at the time. Let's just be honest. I can say and name you 50 guys will eat Pac's lunch, but it didn't matter. Pac couldn't mess with no KRS-One, no Redman, Black Thought, all these guys. He couldn't mess with absolutely none of these guys lyrically, but he knew that. He couldn't mess with nobody in Wu-Tang. I can go on and on. But Pac knew something better than him. He made bigger records. He understood. It's not about getting on lyrical miracle. It's a lot more to this. The people got to resonate to you. You got to connect with the people. And once you reach a certain level of you're so above and you're so out of outer space, people can't relate no more. And that's what they're trying to tell Lupe. That's what Quality was trying to tell him. He said, Lupe, you take too long to get to the point. You're doing a lot of bibbity, 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 bibbity. You're DOS effects right now. Because it doesn't matter what you're saying. You're way too technical. Lupe is really trying to tell you, I am more technical than Kendrick. And I learned a long time ago. I used to chase all these different styles, trying to be this, that, that. And I learned, I'm like, gang, you got a whole record where you flipped 100 different styles and really nobody cares. Because at the end of the day, they're not looking at the technical stuff. They're like, can I relate to this? And Kendrick can do both. He can do all of that. He can do the technical shit and make it relatable. Some of Kendrick's best verses are those heart songs. Right? Just like y'all say, oh, Drake with the timestamps. They got their lane. Everybody got their lane. Right? And to me, his lane, when he really want to get it, them heart songs. So what's crazy to me is Lupe is trying to basically tell you, right, since he can flip it the tip of the since he can flip it the tip of the bib of the whip, right? Hibbity bibbity, he can do this, that, and the third, that all of a sudden, because he's formulated this nice, sweet little mathematical equation that he can get to that equation faster than Kendrick, that makes him a better lyricist. I don't think so. I think you had your shot. This is what they're not telling him, my guy. Let me be the first to tell you. You had a bunch of shots to be there. You got a niche fan base, a cult fan base who loves you. Let's keep it a buck. But I'm hearing a lot of guys talk about stuff that's old. And to me, if people not jacking it, what does it matter? And I think that's what's burning. That's sizzling his stomach. That sizzles him every time he drops and it don't get the love he wants it to get. And he's like, but I'm rapping my ass off. Then he look around the room and all the news is about Kendrick once again. Then he make a goofy ass tweet. And then deletes it. It's pure jealousy and hate. Stop saying it's not. And stop trying to protect us when we calling him out. Maybe he need to be called out. How about that? Maybe he need to be called out. Everybody wanted to get off his head top. Tell him to get off the internet. He lurking in everybody's comments, going on streamers, platforms, trying to talk shit to him, cut him off, overtalk him. Why should we respect him down here? Why? Let me know why I should respect him for kick push. And I get it. People get a little blah, blah, blah. People went a little ballistic on Joey Badass. We get it. I get it. Joey just said something and the whole internet went crazy. I get it. But at the same time, my G, you got to understand, if the man got a fan base, he got a fan base. You can't keep telling his fan base how to react. Okay? And how about this? How about this, right? If you mean all this stuff, then mean it. Stop trying to tell us it's not what you're saying. If that's what it is, then just do that. Just stand on that. We'll respect that even more. Oh, Lupe don't rock with him. That's it, end of story. You know, the real story is he keeps saying that that's not what it is. That's where the story comes. Do you guys know, let me say this. There's a guy named Benzino, right? Benzino hates Eminem. Hates him. Benzino has hated Eminem over 25 years. Some shit like that. Weird shit. It's a long time. 20, 25 years. Something, give or take. And he never, never, ever minces words. And we, at this point, we ignore Benzino. We get it. There's no story here. It's just going to make news. It's going to go national for a day or two. Oh, he said this, he said that, and then it's going to fizzle out. Because we know where Benzino stands. Ain't no gray area. Even when he crying on Drink Chat, we get it. He gonna come back the next week. He gonna come right back next week and hate him again. We understand that. We get it. We get it. Lupe is Benzino without owning up to it. That's where we have the problems. He don't own up to it. You want to be Benzino with no shirt on and this, that, and the third. Well, be him all the way. Be Zeno all the way. Be Zeno. We got a guy that's literally hating, angry and bitter about some old shit. The monster verse. Then you should have dissed him. Didn't he have a response about the control? Did Kendrick reply? If there's no reply, how does that go in rap? If you don't get a reply, how many times do you keep bringing his name up? And he called himself a professor. That's why he mad, because he had to teach Kendrick lyrics, not his. You're teaching Kendrick's lyrics in your class of hip-hop. That's like having a LeBron tattoo on your body, dissing LeBron. It's insane. It's insanity. If you mad, right? How Cameron say, you mad? If you mad, then just be mad. Hard to watch, gang. Somebody said smart Benzino. That's funny. If you mad, then be mad. To be mad, then be mad. If you mad, then be mad. That's hip hop. If you got a banana in your mouth like Belly and you like, I don't like this shit at all, then be that guy. I don't like this shit. The story is you keep saying you're not. And Quality got him good because he went on that show and he got hate in his heart. He got a panic button. He got a trigger. The trigger is Kendrick, K. Duckworth, anything of that is triggering him. He got a self-destruction. He got a self-destruction mechanism. and you trigger it with saying something about that, and he will implode and self-destruct. And we are allowed to criticize him for the next decade if we want to. I don't agree with us being told that we don't know hip-hop because we aren't accepting Lupe as Kendrick Lamar's equal. And we need to get over what he said. Yes, he said some goofy shit, but you guys are taking it too far. Chill out, relax. Cool out, guys. I heard a word this week, gang. In regards to this, I heard a word this week, gang, that got me so, low-key, I've been thinking about how I'm going to address this. But I'm going to address it right now. Nigga said Rosenberg Raw and Logic better than Dot. Salute to the super chat, I appreciate you. I'm going to address the word that I heard. They try to say people like myself that was talking about Lupe are rage baiting. These guys that do this rage bait content, they get paid to rage bait. That's why they're coming at this angle. So now, gang, because I feel a way about Lupe. Lupe have a very nasty energy. So when I come back and I match that energy, I'm rage baiting. Rage baiting. Moi, right? Rage bait. It can't be that this is my opinion, this is how I feel about the situation. No. I'm doing rage bait content. Run the jewels, peace always. Rage bait content. That's what they labeling me and others as rage bait content. They label quality as rage bait too. Because we say our mind and we mean what we say and we passionate about it. And somehow it's rage bait. YouTube is a place that lets you be you. As is. Right? Exhibit Alex with the jewels. Exhibit Alex with the jewels. Run the jewels. We got these platforms because we feel a way about hip-hop, my guy. Not because we're raging and baiting. The people come to us because they feel that way. They feel the same way. But they are coining, they're coining that phrase for our platforms. It can't be that we just don't like how Lupe been rolling this week. No. Oh no. We saw an opportunity and we moved in. An opportunity to rage bait. That's why they're keeping this going. They rage baiting. They've been saying it all week, gang. They've been saying it all week. My problem is I'm not rage baiting anyone. Lupe went at a content creator who said, do y'all know what really happened? So King Green made the video that lyrical miracle rappers don't sell. And in 2026, they don't. They never really have. Okay? I've been around rapping for a long time, gang. I've been around hip-hop. I was around when Poor Righteous Teachers was trying to sell records. They had a big hit, and then after that, couldn't move a unit. Poor Righteous Teachers, X-Clan. KRS-One went a whole lot of years, but KRS-One wasn't always on conscious rap either. But KRS-One went a whole lot of years. He was against the grain, and he did too fall off at some point. Okay? But conscious rap, you're not going to have years and years and years, right? In the beginning, yeah. In the 80s, late and early 90s, oh yeah. You had a shot. Public Enemy, right? Boots Riley, right? You had a shot. You had a real good shot. King's Son, right? You had a real good shot of getting off your conscious rap. And for a time, it was good. And it would pop back up. It would die down and you come back. And then you got Bahama D or something. You know what I'm saying? Then it come back. Common, right? Oh, yeah, you're going to get your conscious rap off. Da-da-da-da-da. But your lyrical miracle, it's going to be okay here and there. Remember when it's all about head, hop, dead prayers came? Oh, yeah. But guess what they were called? A breath of fresh air. They're restoring the feeling. It's not normal. And they only give you but so much of that. They only give you so much. They're going to give you that one hit record. They're going to give you that. That's fire. Right? They're going to give you that super ultra pro black. They're going to give you your moment. They ain't giving you 2 and 3. You ain't getting 2 and 3 with that black power shit. They going to say that. Right? Remember Minister Society said, get that black power shit out of here. Threw his tape out the car. And all that lyrical miracle. Roots can't sell no records, guys. I don't know if you know that. For years, we adored the Roots. I love De La Soul. De La Soul, one of the most prolific hip-hop groups, Tribe Called Quest and all that. That's me. If you ask Challz, like, Challz, really, give us describe your style, yourself. It's Tribe Called Quest. It's Common Sense. It's on some it's on some what they call the whole little clique up in New York. De La, Common, Queen Latifah, that right. I'm drawing a blank of what they used to call themselves. Right? What do they used to call themselves, gang? Somebody knows. Somebody in the chat. Queen Latifah, Black Sheep. Somebody knows. I'm just going to let y'all tell me because I can't. Native Tongues. Right? I couldn't wait for the chat. Native Tongues. Or some tongue to lie, right? Native Tongues. LONS, right? Leaders of the new school. That's me. Lyrical miracle, da-da-da-da-da. But Native Tongues died. They had their own shit going on. Tribe, it is what it is, right? Leaders of the new. It was a whole thing. Q-Tip. Right? Organized confusion. That's me. That's my heart. The Jungle Brothers. But that only has a shelf life of a few years. And that's it. Because lyrical rap does not sell. Salute to Joyce and Ron with the memberships. Truth Unfiltered, Sheena. Who's giving out the memberships? Salute to you. Somebody's giving out the memberships. I appreciate you. I got a lot more membership videos. Man, listen, next week I'm turning up, man. I don't like how things going down. I'm going crazy next week. I'm going to be honest with you. But that lyrical miracle era, that's me. Like I said, that Stakes is High, De La Soul's best album, this, that, and the third. Black Sheep, Native Tongues, Most Def. That's me, gang. You looking at me. Hi. It's me. Hi. That's me. But anybody that knows that Native Tongue clique, they only reigned for a few years and that was out of it because that stuff only sells a little bit. The Roots could never sell no units, even though they made some of the best songs in hip-hop. That's just what it is. So when we start talking that record sales, this, that, and the third, we lose the plot. But what I'm saying is this. When we're talking about this Lupe Fiasco thing, you got to be able to resonate. And for some reason, Lupe couldn't when Kendrick could. Kendrick has amassed a fan base outside of the consciousness, the lyrical miracle stuff, and he still can do lyrical miracle. I get in awe when I go back and listen to Damn, how much lyrical prowess he has on that fucking record. But Lupe's going to tell me he's better at it. And I saw your comments, Challz. You're not listening. That's not what Lupe's saying, Challz. You keep doing this. You keep doing this, Challz. You're not listening. Lupe said He admires him. You're not listening. Like the Nas comment. Oh, yeah, let's get to the Nas comment. Said Nas don't rank high. Weird shit. Just on a run, gang. This weird-ass run. I'm not playing no clips. I'm not playing no clips. Let me read this. I need you guys to understand why we're irritated. But they want us to forgive and forget. They want to protect Lupe from all comments and things that's going to offend him. Meanwhile, he's out here talking crazy. Lupe Fiasco was on Culture Night this week where he spoke on a myriad of topics, including Nas's lyricism. Lupe Fiasco has been a topic of discourse on social media as of late. Much of that has to do with his comments about Kendrick Lamar. Some believe that there is a feud bubbling between the two, albeit a one-sided one. However, a lot of this boils down to the fact that people keep asking Lupe about Kendrick. It's not as if Lupe just keeps saying things about Kendrick unprovoked. Instead, he's being forced into these conversations. This article is pro Lupe. But I'm going to keep reading. He's not being forced. He's being asked and he's commenting. Okay? He's being asked and he's commenting. No one's forcing him. You can't force somebody to talk about shit they don't want to. It is what it is. We have subsequently led to this bizarre narrative that he's obsessed with K-Dot. Of course, that couldn't be further from the case. This is a pro, I'm going to be honest, Hot New Hip Hop. I read their stories every day. But this particular article, you cannot say what he is or he's not. This is you're a news platform. You can't say that he's not obsessed. You're not qualified to say that. But let me continue. This week, Lupe Fiasco appeared on Culture United, hosted by Justin Hunt. Salute to Justin Hunt, friend of the show. I love company, man. I voted him #1 news media person. I took academics face off, put Justin Hunt's face on. It ain't no slander with Justin Hunt, right? He's fair and balanced. He does his job. But let me continue. During this conversation, Lupe was able to clear the air while also delving into a whole host of other topics. In fact, Lupe has ignited yet another discourse fire, this time to the fans' questions about Nas. While discussing merits of punchline rap, a fan asks if Nas can be considered a top-tier lyricist since he isn't known for punchlines. The fan believes other literary devices can be considered. Lupe gave his answer, stating that among hip-hop's best lyricists, Nas doesn't rank that high. Right? If someone was telling me, Charles, you don't know the context of I don't need to know the context. You're saying Nas doesn't rank that high. You're wrong. And it's stuff like this we're supposed to just brush under the rug because he made Kick Push and Superstar and Daydreaming. We're supposed to forget everything. He made Samurai, this, that, and the third. They're naming all of his hits, but we're supposed to forget the nonsense he's saying right now in 2026. He's ruining his own legacy. Doc got professors out here taking shots, mischaracterizing his lyrics. No one is supposed to push back against these things. I think the hell not. That's the word. We're not supposed to give no pushback. He's supposed to just roll in anonymity, just say these things and just drift back into the bushes like Homer Simpson. And we're not supposed to say nothing about it. 'Cause what? Because what? We get to criticize everybody else, right? I don't know if I even finished my story. King Green made a video about lyrical miracle rappers. Lyrics don't sell records. He made a whole video. And I watched his new video. He makes excellent videos. Excellent work. Good job, King Green. He's a rapper too, right? And he went on to explain hip-hop and rapping, da-da-da. Which to me, I feel it's tough to try to quantify it. But he made that video, Quality reacted to it, and Quality said Lupe's name when King Green was talking about people that rap just for the sake of rapping, that they're just using a bunch of words. Quality said Lupe Fiasco. Lupe lurking around and heard it. Hit up Quality, got back and forth with him, and then he brought him on the stream. He said, come on, he came on, and then you got, boom, voila, we got there. But to me, right, it's one thing to lurk. It's one thing to lurk, but it's another thing to confront the streamer. We at this point, I'm gonna say this over and over. We are the culture at this point, right? It used to be the blogs, and before that, it was the radio. in the magazines. Right now, we shift the culture because we bring the actual opinion of other MCs and other, because a lot of us are ex-MCs or former MCs or still rappers. We're still producers. We're still beat makers. We're still this, that, and the third. We move the culture because we're bringing that energy into the YouTube space and Twitter and this, that, and the third. So we move the culture. So when you come in our stream and disrespect us, you're trying to disrespect the culture. That's how we looking at it. That's why people in the comments are so mad. But we're getting to a point now where they're trying to make it like all of you in the comments that's mad at Lupe, you're not hip-hop. You're parasocial Kendrick fans. That's where it's at now. No, B, we're hip-hop heads. And yes, it is some parasocial fans in there, but that don't mean all of them. Most of the people are just mad at Lupe. That's it. It ain't no deep undercut underbelly. A lot of people just mad at Lupe, gang. And people got a right to be. They're trying to stop that. Now, he might got some very good people in his corner that's getting out in front of things and making sure people understand that there's more to the story and he didn't mean it this way. Well, he's not saying that. I'm seeing more people saying it for him. Just like they do with Kanye. Kanye will say something and you'll get 4,000 people that go on Twitter and rearrange the words till it makes sense. By the time you're done with it, Kanye, oh no, he's not wearing a KKK outfit. Oh no, that comes from North Africa. You don't know what you're talking. By the time you're done with it, it's some shit the French use. It's never what it is. It's never what it is. It's always something else. So everybody's trying to tell us what Lupe meant. Lupe can't give us an articulate answer because he's so busy droning on and on about what he don't like about this, that, and the third. And he's not owning up to the shit. He'll talk for 15 minutes in a circle and never say, I just don't like this nigga. Okay? And it's okay. Like, put it like this. Maybe it ain't that he don't like him. But he don't like the love he get, and he don't like his fans. He said that much. But how you not like somebody's fans? How you not like somebody's fans? What part of the game is that? He's openly said it's his fans. So let me get this straight. You have taken issue with the fan base? How, Sway? How? What does that have to do? And he said it several times after the control verse. And somebody was in my comments trying to co-sign this. After the control verse, you guys wouldn't listen to nobody else. You could just hear Kendrick. That's all you guys were doing. It made us all sick. So you mean they wasn't listening to you? Because you came out begging to be part of the conversation. Trying to remind everybody how cool you are. End of the day, this is the problem. This is the problem. You're worried about what people saying about his lyrics, his beats. You're worried about everything else. Trying to convince us that up is down. At some point, face the facts. He has fan base bigger than yours. He reached a bigger fan base. It just happened. It wasn't because of the controversy. A lot of stuff that factors into this. I know a lot of people would like to think that he made moments and gimmicks. And this. Well, he made moments because the culture responded to him. You cannot fake influence, gang. I get it. I understand what's happening. Some people going to hate when people love you. And I think Kendrick realized this about 10 years ago. He got more and more and more quiet. He just drops his music, takes his time. He goes to therapy, does whatever, chills with his kids. He lives his life. He doesn't really worry about what a lot of people saying. Now, maybe he could be lurking. We'll never know. He got burner accounts, plot twists, and all. He can have all this shit, same shit everybody got. But we'll never know because he never comments and says the shit. He never comes out in his raps and try to go at other people. It doesn't do what these guys do. Matter of fact, we've seen more hate on this guy since this battle than we've ever seen. Industry people. Right? We saw a lot of industry people. Ray Daniels, Bag Fuel, a lot of people. Cameron, a lot of people. A lot of hate coming off that couch. For no reason. And like I said, I'm seeing a lot of people try to say, okay, bro, calm down. It ain't that serious. A rapper is allowed to speak up for himself. A rapper is allowed to say he's better. Yeah, you are allowed to say that. You got to stand on it too. Same shit we told Cole. Stand on it. We know the rules too. In what world is Nas not looked at as a top tier lyricist? In what explanation? There is none. There is none. Even if you feel that, you don't say it that way. And he wasn't talking about punchlines. My thing is, I'm going to stand up always for hip hop. And in this situation, this ain't even about Kendrick per se. This is about a rapper coming out, hiding behind hip hop. It's literally what he's doing. He's hiding behind the culture. Oh no, I'm just speaking on the lyrical part. In hip hop, you have different levels of lyricism. You have different levels of rapper. I'm just saying, on this level here, I'm better. But then he goes for years, keep telling us how this guy ain't that good as you think he is. Guys, you know what I'm gonna do? Shits and giggles. Because it don't even on my Twitter, somebody put together all of the things he said. Right? Somebody put together all the things he said. And I'm going to find it right now. Because we keep saying what he said, but I'm gonna read it. Because we gotta understand, when you understand when somebody's hating, you understand it. So let me find this thing, because somebody did a very good job. Very good job. They put this shit together. Let me find, here it is. I lost how many times Lupe has hated on Kendrick. I should show this video, but I'm not. Let me mute this, because they got a Kendrick beat in here. So, I should show y'all this. I don't feel like it. So, there's an article, right? There's an article. No, fuck that. Fuck that. I wasn't even going to do this, but we doing this. Let's share this fucking screen. Let's share this fucking screen. Because we doing this. How many times this nigga said some weird ass shit? Alright? How many times? How many times? Let me make sure I ain't get dropped. Alright, so let me go back. I gotta mute this because it got a Kendrick record in there. And I'm gonna pause it when it gets to. Lupe Fiasco doesn't consider Kendrick Lamar a dangerous lyricist. Bets on Drake in the beef. That's a Complex News article from April 16th, 2024. All right? I ain't making this shit up. Somebody pulled this right from Complex. Let me keep this going. Lupe Fiasco posts throwback video to prove he's not a Kendrick Lamar hater. That's him still trying to prove it. Lupe Fiasco disses Kendrick Lamar to a verb. I would give it to Drake. That's in 2024. That's Lupe still talking. This ain't got nothing to do with his lyricism. Lupe Fiasco post throwback video to prove he's not. Oh, they're going back and forth. They're trying to show it. The contrast. Lupe Fiasco said this. Oh, this is when he brought him out on stage. He's trying to go back and forth about the different shit he did. Lupe Fiasco clears the air on rumor. I never said I don't like him. Okay, it's like back and forth. Where is it? He regrets saying Kendrick Lamar wasn't a top tier lyricist. He isn't convinced Kendrick Lamar is the greatest lyricist in the game. It's him responding, da-da-da. Where is this shit? I never said I don't like him, but he's still talking about him. All right, so here we go. This is Lupe in 2018. I'll put it to you like this. K. Dot is not a top-tier lyricist to me and my standards when it comes to punchlines and bars. His overall lyrics are good. His story is phenomenal, but punchline entendre, lyrically, I don't see it. Then he wrote again in, the same day. He wrote, I've never been destroyed. Also, the only issue that the world thinks I had with K. Dot, I actually do think it was his control verse was whack and super overhyped to be a verse claiming you are the best rapper. It was very weird. I was told it was just bait, but still. Okay, so I don't know if that's enough, but end of the day is more. But let's just stay right there on that. Let's just stay right there on that. Right? Let me just stay right there on that. Because this is 2018. You're still talking about the control verse. Years later, 2018. And you're saying the same day, two separate, you're still talking, I'm sure, well, he's baited into this, I guess. I'll put it to you like this. K. Dot is not a top tier lyricist to me and my standards when it comes to punchlines and bars. His overall lyrics are good, his story is phenomenal, but punchline entendre, lyrically, I don't see it. I've never been destroyed. Also, the only issue that the world thinks I had with K. Dot, I actually do. I think his control verse was whack and super overhyped to be a verse claiming you are the best rapper. It's very weird. Right? To me, at some point, is hate. It's okay to say, okay, I get it. But when you start telling other rappers they're not top tier, they're not up to your standards, their verse was whack, they're overhyped, what we doing at that point? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. If I say that about another rapper, am I showing love? And it's 2026 and you still got that energy. At some point, gang, you said it, we got it. I shouldn't still be your trigger word. I should not be your trigger word. You don't like my rap, you don't like my verse, cool. You already responded. How can I still trigger you in 2026? Haven't said a word to you. Oh, Charles, don't forget about the monster verse. How long ago was that be? Like, what we talking about? Then you said Nas ain't a top tier. What we doing? At some point, like I said on the other video, Clarissa explains it all. He's explaining it all. Clarissa explains it all. I really heard them this week. I heard a content creator tell me, because he's talking to me when he's on the video. He's talking to me, right? Basically saying that if you're still saying that he hates him, you're part of the problem. If you're still saying that Lupe hates him in any capacity, you're part of the problem. Mind you, we all know that Dot hasn't said one word to this guy. Now he's clinging to this old video of Punch saying too many fairy tale raps, too many fairy tale stories. Now he got all his anger up again, and now he's vindicated. I don't think so. I don't think so, gang. And you right, Nas another one minding his business. Minding his business. There's certain people I'm going to bat for, gang, and it's usually the quiet ones. It's usually the real lyricists that really just control the culture how it's supposed to be. They do their job. They don't wham, cry. They only swing when they get swung on. And in many cases, they don't even do a lot of swinging, even if that happens. Them the ones that I revere. Ain't too many OGs worth even standing up for no more. A lot of these guys is petty, vindictive, scary, weird. They holding on to stuff 15 years ago. Half these dudes' beefs is from 15 years ago. Still mad about stuff. Fighting on airplanes, throwing pillows at each other. J. Cool said it best. Punch the one said he got the fairy tale raps. Why he not mad at Punch? We had a conversation with Punch. According to Punch. Salute to Punch. Tell you, none of this is disrespect, gang. I'm just asking. I'm asking out loud because what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a shift where they're trying to make it now that you gotta let it go and forgive this guy. They keep reminding us about how prophetic he is with his pen game. And let's not disparage Lupe's career. That's what they're telling us at this point. Let's not disparage Lupe's career. Because at this point, he should be revered the same way you revere K-Dot. Well, he had the chance to do all that. Then they're going to tell us about how his label burnt him, this, that, and the third, gang. It's not none of my concern. We judge hip-hop the way we judge it. You've been trying to play catch-up with this guy since the Control verse. Didn't catch up. And a lot of people keep reminding us how much he was in the conversation. Oh, boy, if you don't want to admit that Lupe was neck and neck with Dot at one point, you're crazy. I get it, you guys are a little young. I'm not young. I know. I was there. I saw it. And I saw one pull away drastically. And I saw one kind of hover around a space. Yeah, he had his fans and he did his thing. And he had some big radio records. Let's keep it a buck. We're not going to say the guy didn't do his thing. 20 million records. He just told us that. Right? But we also saw a guy just slowly but surely start to decline in every kind of way. Not saying nothing, because I love underground hip-hop. It's not about you're not record sales. That's not it. Because this guy's on the underground. Redman still gets mad love. Redman is independent. He still gets mad love. You don't get nobody hating on Redman because he don't hate on nobody. But Lupe has been throwing hate for years, and the shit has taken a toll. And he only started to get a certain select amount of people defending him. Danny Lord with the Jews. Yakovich said thoughts on collab with Rakim and Kendrick. I don't know. I don't know. I would love to see it. Put it like that. Salute the bread. Run the Jews. I appreciate you for the Jews. DBE for the Jews. It is, listen, I'm going to keep saying this. I'm that guy in the barbershop. I'm that barbershop guy who's seen it all, did it all. How they say about when MC8 was in that movie Menace, he done so much dirt, he like to watch other niggas do dirt. I just been in this hip-hop thing so long, I don't need to be told how to behave. I don't need to be told who to like and what. I see shit, nigga. I see a dude acting funny style. I tag him as funny style. End of the story. I'm not going to let you guys talk me into being like, well, he didn't mean. I heard what he said. I heard him say it several times, and that's okay. Have your opinion, my G. It ain't complicated. You don't like the verse. You don't like the love he get. Cool. You think he not as technically sound. Cool. But we got a right to oppose that opinion and give pushback. And I'm starting to see that people are trying to make it almost illegal to say these things. It's starting to become, gang, you still holding her, you harboring this stuff. He didn't mean it that way. Everybody's trying to protect this guy. And when they give him the soapbox, he come on there, and if you give him any pushback, we saw what happens. So you got to let him drone on and on. He going all over the place. He not really defending. He kind of don't want to talk about that. And that's all we want to hear. We want to hear you say whatever you got to say. So then when he don't do it, and it's like, oh, now we the problem because we rage baiting. We're getting to a point where they're starting to try to turn it back on hip-hop and try to make us wrong for not forgetting what dudes say. They want to make us wrong for that. You say some shit, people remember it in the story. We're not going to rewrite history for this guy. And I know I get a little bombastic, or however you want to say it. Right? Incendiary, like Company Man say. I understand, and sometimes I go too far. Right? I know I've ruined a couple relationships already. Right? But end of the day, I am here to talk hip hop. You're not going to scold me or chastise me and try to make me think that I don't understand it because I'm not doing the paint by numbers that you've created, this scale that somehow Lupe has made a better lyrical advances than everybody else. I disagree, homeboy. I'm that guy that disagree. I don't think he's better lyrically than Dot. He may have made some great concepts. Then he went on Quality, said, I don't even want to share my feelings. He said Dot makes better music about his feelings and this, that, and the third, his personal life. Then he goes, tells Quality, why would I share my personal experiences with you niggas? I don't even like you niggas. You niggas gonna come and say some goofy shit about me. So you want us to put you in high regard as a complete lyricist, but you're not gonna say certain things because you're worried about dudes gonna clown you in the comments. That's what he literally said to Quality. Why would I make personal records because niggas, I don't want to tell you niggas my feelings. But you want to be taken seriously as a lyricist? See, Charles, this is shit I'm talking about. You always do this. You're not understanding context. There are context clues. There are things you don't get. Lupe is one of the best MCs to ever pick up a pen. And you can't deny that. You got to listen to his music. You got to be honest with yourself. You claim to be an MC. You're not being truthful, Charles. You know rhyme for rhyme, bar for bar. Lupe, no, I don't know that, honestly. And for two, it don't just stop at lyrics. I couldn't resonate with him. I'm sorry. Just like I say about Cole and anybody else that I say is a really good rapper, just not my cup of tea. And I admittedly, I was Lupe. I used to write just like that, all that overly moon stars and quasar shit until I learned, man, that's not resonating with people. That's resonating with me. It's not resonating with the people. And that's what Quality was telling them on the stream. He said, you take too long to get to the point. Everybody can't understand your shit. Do y'all realize that's what the argument was about? Quality was like, everybody can relate to your stuff. It goes over people's heads. Sometimes you just want to hear what they're saying and you want to relate to it. You don't want to have to go and get a encyclopedia and a dictionary. I'm not saying that anything wrong with that. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that. But sometimes the simplest concept, like my auntie is a man now. Sometimes that song is better than all that moon stars, quasar shit you got going on. And here comes some Lupe fan going to name some random ass record. Well, actually, Lupe already done that. Like, it's going to be something. When he said the Nas thing, well, Charles, you got to understand, he said Nas was his greatest influence, so he can't be really dissing. Can't diss Nas. He's not the diss, but he spoke. What he spoke should never have come out another MC. If your MC's mouth, shouldn't have never said it. He was talking about to certain fans, we don't talk about stuff from fans' point of view. We talk about it from our own. And we say Nas is the standard. As MC, no MC walking this earth should be talking about Nas don't rank high. Anybody saying that gets kicked out of the conversation. So we don't say shit like Nas don't rank high with lyrics. Who's doing the ranking though? So we don't do that. Lupe too worried about what the fans are saying and this, that, and the third. He worried about Kendrick fans and everybody else. End of the day. I get it, guys. I say too much. I don't get in line. I don't lockstep. That's my problem. I get it. I say too much. I've been saying too much for 2 years. And I understand. Heavy as the head, I'll wear it. Right? I'll wear that. I'll wear that. It is what it is. All I can do at this point, guys, all I can do, yeah, man. I think I'm done ranting, gangs. I think I've done enough. I think I've done way too much. I may have I may have done a little bit irreparable damage, right? I may have done too much, and I may have made some people feel away, even though I didn't even say much. Let's just be honest. I didn't say much, guys. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I just said a few things that was on my mind, right? That's it. Let me know in the chat if you think what I said was too much, if it was crazy, if it made any sense. Let me know. I see you guys going nuts in the chat. Say Lupe is in these streams. Water in my cup all night. Hold on, gang. Wifey was coming to tell me something. Listen, man. I can't do too much more talking about this. It's a hot summer night, July 4th. All right? It's July 4th. I hope y'all guys are having a good vacation, good holiday. All right? I just had to speak on this. It was absolutely zero disrespect to anybody, but I 100% feel like we're being told that we're not supposed to be upset with Lupe anymore. I feel like they're about to get back to business as usual. And we're going to be once again called these rage baiting K-bots. And we're going to be dismissed. I feel like this. If he feels that way, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. But expect people to react. Right? Expect people to react. Respect the people's opinion on this subject, on this matter. All right? Felicia said, Charles, don't let them pressure you. Man, listen, I can handle it. They've been coming at me for 2 years straight. It is what it is. All right? Let me say, I'm going to salute to everybody in here, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Your Music Diva, Emiliano, A Dose of Alana, Felicia, Ash, Miss Ash, Truth Unfiltered, CNI in the building, Queen B, Girly Jock. Y'all know what it is, man. J. Cool. I'm about to get out of here. No name, no name, no nobody. Yakovic, Tam Cole, Ferry B, Danny Law. We got the whole list. We got everybody in here. It's getting crazy. I appreciate you guys for locking in. I'm getting out of here, man. Listen, head on over to these guys. Go see my guys, man. black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. All right. Hummingbird, I see you. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. All right. Also, every Wednesday night, we go live on the What Show. What Show is going to be on hiatus. We took a summer break. I told everybody, I say, listen, we got a lot going on this summer. Let's take a month off or something. We'll be back on the What Show real soon, though. We're going to see. All right, man, it's just a lot going on, right? I got the Patreon. Jump on over to Patreon. I got some stuff coming up. Some exclusive stuff for Patreon, but you can join the channel for free. All right, also, I got the down in my links, I got affiliate links. My Temu link is back. If you shop Temu, use my link to do it. All right. A lot of shit going on, gang. This week I'm going nuts. I am in and out on vacation here and there, so I'm tapping in when I can. But if you don't see me, that means I'm doing something fun, right? That picture over to the right, that's my this that. I have a morning show. Have not missed a morning 4 weeks straight. All right. This that morning show. 8 o'clock Eastern time every weekday morning, Monday through Friday. Have not missed one morning yet. It's been a month. All right. Salute to the super chats. Salute to the super chats and the jewels, right? Who just dropped this jewel right now? I gotta see. I just got a couple jewels in here. Salute to Miss Xavier, if I said that right, or Xaviera Brooks. Appreciate you. Run the jewels, Deborah, Woker with the jewels. I appreciate you. Man, listen, we on the same page in here, man. I feel like everybody in here gets it. You gets it. All right? Thank you guys for locking in with me. It was last minute. See, and I said, tell TJ and Fleas I said what up. I think we're going to shoot a video on Monday. A new video off the album. All right? Jay Cool like that with the jewels. Run the jewels. Salute to the mods, too. Salute to the mods. All right? Y'all doing great work. Girly Jock. Everybody that's mods, man. Appreciate you, man. Listen, I'm out of here, man. I'm going to catch you on that flip side, gang. Peace, love, and head.